Hello. So let's look at some class participation for Chapter 6, and then also look at how we can apply Chapter 6 to the semester project. So one thing I'd like us to take a look at is self-selection bias. So to illustrate possible self-selection bias in your own work, we can do a quick exercise here. So what I'd like you to do is we're going to go around the room, and I'm going to ask you in turn if you would be interested in how you would respond to a mail survey in each case. So the scenario is you pick up your mail and you find a mail survey in it. How likely would it be for you to take 15 minutes to fill out the questionnaire and return it if it concerned each one of these topics? So we'll go around the room and you guys give me your answers. Okay, so again, this was to illustrate self-selection bias even in a class of students in marketing research. And I think it confirmed that we did show that we're not going to get a truly random sample because people have interests in a survey, and you may get a non-response because they're just not interested in that particular topic. So something else we need to concern ourselves with is the do not call list. And oftentimes you're going to get people who are tired of being called with sales calls or to answer surveys, and they can go to www.donotcall.gov and register themselves so that telemarketers, telesurveyors can't call them up. So what I'd like each of you to do is go to that website and find out, what does this provide to consumers? What are the implications for telemarketers? And how is the media going to present this? Okay, very good. And then last, read through the case 2 at the end of Chapter 6, and what we want to do is assess the appropriateness of various data collection methods in the case of advanced automotive concepts. And the survey, again, should yield a respondent profile that reflects the automobile ownership profile of the American public. And here's the questions that we'll be going over, and I'll be asking you after we take 15 minutes to read through it and think through our answers to these questions. Okay, very good. So I'll give you my responses to the first one, the mail survey assessment. Mail surveys are inexpensive, and they are from nationally representative mailing lists. So a great many could be sent out to obtain a national sample. A disadvantage is it's slow, but that may not be a detriment, as there's no requirement to do a survey quickly. We're at the research stage at this point, and Zen Motors does not want to make a hasty decision because they're going to have to spend a fortune to retool their factories. The major drawback is going to be non-response. Also self-selection. So we may get people who just aren't interested in the survey, and the final sample we get may not be as representative of the American public as we would like it to be. The telephone survey assessment, this would be quick and it would be reasonably priced. There's controls in place to guarantee the survey was conducted properly. Unfortunately, telephone surveys suffer from an even higher non-response rate. So unless there's special controls such as quotas in place, the final sample may not be representative of the American public again. Then looking at these other survey methods, the drop-off survey, this wouldn't be a good choice because this is a local survey method. It's impossible to do this nationally. A group administered survey, again, this is a local method, not a good choice to go to groups all over the United States. The mall intercept survey, perhaps a better method, but it would take a large number of malls to represent the entire United States. So those aren't as good as the first two choices, mail survey and telephone survey. So how would we compare the use of an in-home survey to the use of an online method? Well, in-home surveys would be slow and expensive. It would require sending personal interviewers to randomly selected homes all over the United States, or hiring them in various locations to perform a single in-home interview. The online survey would be fast and much less expensive. There is a national email list. It could be broadcast to many thousands of potential respondents almost instantaneously. The actual data collection costs would be minimal, as it would all take place electronically. There would be a concern about self-selection and response bias, but with a large number of respondents, we could cull out the bad respondents. And with census data, we could select a representative subsample from the large number of respondents. And one last thing we might do is we might come up with a strategy to reduce non-response. We might have a lottery, for example. So every ballot that you put in has a chance of winning a $10,000 prize. There'll be a drawing, and those that have put in, and again, you note that only 1,000 people have received this survey, so that they do have a fairly reasonable chance. It's not like playing lotto. They have a reasonable chance of getting the 10,000 bucks if they return it. So things like that are strategies we can do to reduce non-response bias. All right, thank you.